And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Wednesday, May 16th. I am your host for today's program again, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories we read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryTV.com, and here are some of those news stories. Crews spent last weekend fighting several wildfires, including a 4.5 square mile blaze in northern Arizona that prompted evacuations in a historic mining community. Prescott National Forest spokeswoman Debbie Manili said May 14th that a fire about 4 miles north of the mountain town of Crown King has destroyed 2 buildings and 1 trailer. It ignited May 13th on private land next to the Prescott National Forest in the Bradshaw Mountains north of Phoenix. The area remained under a mandatory evacuation order, though the county sheriff's spokesman, Dwight DeEvelyn, said in a news release that most of the town's 350 residents had chosen to stay in the community of mostly summer homes. Manili said most residents likely were staying with family and friends. The American Red Cross reported 5 evacuees at a shelter in Mary, Arizona. The fires, as of May 16th, have been reported to have grown to cover over 12,000 acres over the last 24 hours, including one called the Bull Flat burning near Canyon Creek Fish Hatchery on the Fort Apache Reservation. Almost 2,000 acres that was believed to be about 45% contained as of Tuesday, May 15th, and the Elwood fire burning on the San Carlos Indian Reservation of about 1,500 acres that was said to have been about 5% contained. Chamber member artist in residence Arnolfo Pena was selected to create a custom art deco piece to be presented to Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole on the 18th of May. The Wise County Veterans Group will be hosting a tribute to the Doolittle Raiders who initiated the famous retaliatory strike against the Japanese on the 18th of April, 1942. This year is the 70th anniversary of this historical event, and we are proud to have as the guest of honor there Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole, who was Jimmy Doolittle's co-pilot on that historical raid, one of only 5 remaining survivors from the 80 brave souls who participated in that raid. Guest speakers include American Indian veteran Yolanda Bluehorse of the Lakota, Shoshone, and Arapaho Nations. The Art Deco presentation is on behalf of the Red Path Warrior Society and Renegade Nation on behalf of all the American Indian veterans. The event will be held at the Decatur, Texas Civic Center, commencing at approximately 6 p.m. Tickets are $50 per person, and they can be purchased by contacting that Wise County Veterans Group at 940-389-4221 or going to their website as well at wisecountyveterans.org/. In Oregon, Peacemaker says she's so upset by the apparent slaughter of that rare white buffalo calf deemed the hope of all nations by a Lakota Sioux rancher last year that her organization is donating a white buffalo bull from its herd. R.B. Little Soldier, who owns the Lakota Ranch near the North Texas town of Greenville, said he had hoped the 3,000-pound gift would arrive during a memorial celebration last week. There was rain and that was postponed. That was initially intended to celebrate Lightning Medicine Cloud's first birthday, which was on May 12th. The calf was found dead nearly 2 weeks ago. Cynthia Hart-button, the bull's caretaker and the president of the Sacred Rural Peace Alliance, is tight-lipped about the animal's exact arrival time because of transportation and security concerns. The organization claims to have a record 14 white buffalo on its sanctuary in central Oregon. Hart-button said she hopes the bull named Chief Hiawatha would produce another white calf for the Lakota Ranch. Tribe's plans for a Las Vegas-style casino about 50 miles north of San Francisco, California, appears to have cleared its last hurdle. The state assembly last week ratified an agreement between Governor Jerry Brown and the Federated Indians of the Great Ranchura for a casino near Rohnert Park in Sonoma County. The vote was 64-3. The state Senate had ratified the same bill earlier in the week. The Press Democrat of Santa Rosa reports that the deal now goes to the federal government for final approval, which is expected. The agreement between the tribe and the governor allows for the operation of card games and 3,000 slot machines. Up to 15% of the casino's net winnings will go toward gambling mitigation and regulation. Authorities are investigating a bomb threat which canceled a meeting to discuss alleged problems at the Eastern Shoshone Housing Authority this weekend. About 110 people gathered for a May 12 General Council meeting at Rocky Mountain Hall on Fort Washakie were evacuated because of the threat. One attendee told the Riverton Ranger that the threat happened shortly after leaders declared there were enough people present to proceed with the meeting. The FBI spokesman Dave Ajoli confirmed the agency is among those investigating the threat. Tribal members signed a petition calling for the meeting because of concerns with the Housing Authority. Housing Authority officials say the petition was circulated because of bitterness over the firing of previous board members there. A professional snake handler is recovering after being bitten by a cobra during a live show. The Miami Herald reports that a female handler was bitten over the weekend at a Miccosukee tribal facility by a cobra considered to be among the deadliest snakes in the world. Chief Ray Barreto of the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Special Operations Division say the woman was taken to the Memorial Regional Hospital in respiratory stress. She was given 5 vials of anti-venoms and her symptoms decreased within 15 minutes. 2 members of the department's venom response team and hospital staff monitored the handler until the next morning. Barreto says she is recovering and not expected to suffer any long-term effects from that cobra bite. And that's going to be another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to say miigwech for joining with us and come back again soon.